Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I'm going to talk about the idea of absolute value. So if you have any number x and you want to find the absolute value of that number, it can be mathematically denoted using this symbol. Okay, so this is absolute value of x. And absolute value is defined as the distance from x to the origin. So because of that, distance cannot be negative. Well, you can imagine if you are at some point of origin here, if you move in either this way or in either that way, then only you will get some sort of a distance here. But if you don't move at all and you remain at this origin point, your distance is going to be 0. So distance is the measurement from one point to the origin. Because of that, okay, so if you imagine you have this point 0 here, over here, even if x is negative, the absolute value of it will be positive. Okay, so because again it measures the distance from any number x to point 0. So for example, if you have x equals to -4, which is this one, so absolute value of -4 is going to be 4 because you are measuring the distance from this number to the point of origin. Okay, so similarly, if you talk about x equals to 4, so this is the point of x equals to 4, and you are measuring the distance from this point to 0, the distance is the same, which is 4. Okay, right. Let's move on. Now, if you want to find the distance between two real numbers, such as x and y, so we've got two real numbers here, then you can find the answer by finding the absolute value of their difference. Okay, so for example here, you can find what's the distance between -4 and 3, and here we can take either -4 minus 3, so you find the absolute value of that process here. So -4 minus 3, we got -7, and you get the absolute value of -7 is 7. Or you can do the other way around, which is you can take 3 minus -4. So 3 minus -4, so you will get 3 plus 4, which is 7. Absolute value of 7 is going to be 7. So again, if you want to find what's the distance between two real numbers, you can take the difference. Okay, so you're going to have the subtraction process over here, and once you have subtracted their values, you find what's the absolute value of that particular result. Okay, well, now here is the some of the interesting facts about absolute value of two real numbers. For example, if you have absolute value of two numbers multiplied together, this is the result here is going to be equal to this one. So this is absolute value of x multiplied with absolute value of y. So these are some of the facts that you can easily verify and play around with. For example, let us now see how those facts here come up by playing around with certain numbers. Yeah, we can just play around with certain numbers, and we're going to choose numbers that are easy to play with. For example, let us choose a number such as x equals to 1 and y equals to, I don't know, -2 maybe. Okay, so we're going to try and see what is this all about, the first fact that we have over here. Yeah, all right, so now if I compute this part, absolute value of x times y, it's going to be absolute value of 1 times -2, and this is going to be absolute value of -2, and this will become 2. Okay, next, if I focus on this part, which is on the right hand side, so we have absolute value of x times absolute value of y. So absolute value of x is 1 times this is -2, and then we're going to simplify that to be 1 times 2, and this is equal to 2. So you can see clearly that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. The value here is equal. So this is what I mean by playing around with certain numbers to see how these facts given here are true. Okay, now let us try and see what's going on in this second part. Okay, so let's say again we choose x equals to 1 and y is equal to negative 2. Well, you can choose any numbers as long as the numbers are easy for you to compute. Okay, so I'm just going to focus on the left hand side first. Let's see what happens when we have absolute value of x plus y. The absolute value of x plus y is going to be 1 plus negative 2, and this is equal to 1 minus 2. This becomes negative 1, absolute value of negative 1, which is equal to 1. So this is the left hand side. Now let's look at the right hand side. The right hand side is this one, which is absolute value of x plus absolute value of y, and this is equal to 1, absolute value of 1 plus absolute value of negative 2, and this becomes 1 plus 2, and this becomes 3. So this is the right hand side, and you can see from the results that we got here, the left hand side is less than the right hand side. So this is the meaning of what you have seen over here. You can get situations where left hand side is less than right hand side. So this is the result here, left hand side less than right hand side. And it is also possible that you get the left hand side equal to the right hand side, because we have this notation. We have this equality symbol over there as well. We have this one. It means the result on the left hand side can be less than or can be equal to the result on the right hand side. So when do we get such a situation? So normally you will get left hand side equal to right hand side when you have numbers that have the same signs. For example, if you have numbers like x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1, so you've got same sign, or okay, make it clear, make it better, maybe y is equal to 3. Okay, it's x1 y3, so you have the same positive signs for both numbers. So if you compute the left hand side first, we have x plus y, so this becomes 1 plus 3, this becomes 4, absolute value of 4, then we get left hand side is equal to 4. Now if we do the right hand side, focus on the right hand side, this is x, absolute value of x plus absolute value of y, so you will get absolute value of 1 plus absolute value of 3, and you will get 1 plus 3, which is equal to 4, right hand side. So in this case, you can see that left hand side is equal to right hand side. So basically what I'm trying to say to you guys is that on this second fact that we've got over here, basically it's saying that the left hand side here at times can be, the result can be less than, which is what has been demonstrated over here. We get the result 1 here that is less than 3, but it can also be equal to the right hand side, which is demonstrated on this example here. Now the reason they become equal is usually when you have the same signs for the two numbers that you have chosen. Okay, right, so that's the idea. You can play around with numbers to see how the facts given here come up, and I trust that you can do the same thing for the third one here, and I just leave it to you guys to do it on your own, and hopefully you're able to see how these facts come up, and maybe you can be more confident when dealing with absolute values in general. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.